So just do a little explanation on how it works, because if somebody else is
Okay.
listening and thinking
Oh,
about it,
yeah.
they should kind of know how it works, right?
Yeah. So usually November, early December, we kind of put the call out for players who want to be on tour, either with one or two golfers, your choice. You control one or two each. I think we already have the tour sites for 2021 out there.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to put it on the pin post on the page, which I haven't done yet. Anyway, but usually we put the call out for players who wants to play, and then we take that list. In fact, you don't, even if you don't reply to that list, you can join in at any point. If we're two tournaments in and you want to join in for the third tournament, we'll probably let you do that, as long as the start date of that tournament hasn't already come and gone. That's perfectly fine. I mean, it's modular like that. You can join in, or you can join in for whatever tournaments you want, or if you're joining late, you can join in late. But for those who are in at the beginning, we have a draft of players. Usually that's late November, early December. That kind of gets decided later. But generally that happens right there on the Facebook page usually, and it's usually serpentine, random order draft. You can pretty much take any four column card you want, but only one player may be represented. So I can't have two Jack Nicklauses, for instance.
Yeah, right.
So once one Jack Nicklaus is taken, then all other Jack Nicklauses are frozen for the rest of that draft. So yeah, you go up and back twice, and you either take one or you take two. Well, you take one player with each round, but you can take up to two players, and then usually early January, that's usually when we start play. So usually we'll declare the tournament open. You have a week. You have that week to get the first and second rounds done with your two players. You report back the scores. We'll usually do a 36 hole write-up, usually either on Sunday night or Monday, depends on when I have time to do it. After the scores are compiled, and then you have another week to do the third and fourth rounds, and then once the tournament's done, then we post the end of tournament thing. If there's a tie, I let whoever's in the tie know and say, hey, can you play these holes real quick using the fourth round conditions? There's usually a week off in between each tournament. So so like week one, we would have the first and second round. Week two, it would be the third and fourth round. Week three, we'd be off. Week four, we do the next tournament's first and second round, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
We play 6 tournaments for the season. And then at the end, we kind of do the APBA convention match play tournament, which the invites go to the top 8 players for the season. And then if any of them don't want to, it's completely optional. If any of them don't want to play, then the members of the TGA Tour page are the next to get the invite, and that's kind of first come, first serve. And if we still don't have 8 players at that point, then anybody else who wants in, but can go in. And that's kind of how that works. And then that's just 3 consecutive weeks on 3 different courses, so 18-hole matches. That's one of those things where, like we're doing here on Zoom, you could play a head-to-head if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Normally how it gets done, though, is the players play their 18 holes. They'll send their scores to me hole by hole, and then I'll match the cards for the match and then calculate what happens in the match. But that's usually how that ends up getting done, just because we're, as I said, we're all across the country. I'm not even sure if we're all in the same country, to be honest, but
That's cool.
But and therefore we're all on different schedules. So yeah, it's play when you have time to do so. But that's kind of how that goes. And then we give championship points for every tournament that's played, and the number of championship points, that kind of depends on how many players are in the tournament and how many players are playing past the second round. Because some people will say, okay, we got through 2 rounds and this player's not going to play any further, but I'm going to play forward with my other player. That's fine, and you'll just get a withdrawn for that tournament for the player that you withdraw with. But we've had that a little bit, but so that way we don't have any cuts. So there's no cut at the end of the second round.
You
we
can
don't have
cut yourself if you want.
You can cut yourself if you want, but
yeah,
right.
But the number of points you get is based upon the number of players that completed 2 rounds.